This is part 1 of the FIP journey of our rescue Ellie, who we found on the side of the road one night. She was diagnosed with Feline Infectious Peritonitis, and this series is for anyone who wants to know more about it. Ellie was with us for a month and a half with bad respiratory infections until her diagnosis. Don't worry, this is a story of hope and perseverance. Now let's talk about what concerned us and led us to think that she had FIP. For Ellie, it was head tremors and unbalanced walking on her hind legs. The day that we really picked up on those, we were fortunate enough to know just who to call, a friend of ours that runs a rescue. And she was able to run right over and check Ellie out and knew immediately that was going to be Ellie's diagnosis. And we got Ellie in for an emergency appointment within the hour. The vet extracted some fluid from her belly, which is very common with FIP. She took some x-rays and she explained that her blood work showed signs of neurological FIP as well. Our friend is actually a part of FIP Warriors. So Ellie was able to get her first treatment that very night. We took her home with more of the medicine for the next week and snuggled her up. She had to start with an injection of the meds every 12 hours. We were told symptoms would most likely get worse before they got better, and they did. The head tremors were so sad to watch. She had decided when we first brought her in that our golden retriever Maggie was her adopted mom. Maggie just adored Ellie right from the start and took care of her as if she were her own. She even gently gave her baths. I couldn't have asked for a better animal mama for her. Unfortunately, the head tremors continued, and I truly hated seeing them because I felt so bad for her. Her hind legs continued to get more unsteady as she tried to walk. We ended up buying her this cat backpack because I didn't want to leave the house without her, and I knew she would have to go to the vet a lot. She continued to make us love her more and more, and we were so glad that we found her and we were able to take care of her. Even though I'm sure her injections were painful, Chiru helped a lot. She loved eating the whole tube. Even with injections every 12 hours, her leg use got much worse to the point where it concerned me enough to call the vet and have her take another look at her. We went in and agreed that we needed to give the medicine more time. At this point, she was starting to love traveling in her bag bed. I continued to watch her through the rest of that day, sending videos to my friend who diagnosed her, and she kept encouraging me that the medicine would work. We just had to get through this hump. It was especially hard to see her unable to walk with her hind legs, and watching her drag them made me feel so awful. But it also made me realize that she is strong and determined, and that her front legs were extremely strong. I realized the thing that she needed most right now, other than medicine, was love. I treated her like a baby and swaddled her up and carried her around the house. At one point, it became difficult for her to even move at all. She was just so exhausted. It broke my heart and was honestly a moment I broke down in tears. But she is such an incredible fighter, and she got her injections like a champ, and she pushed herself to start to walk again. I was in awe of her. Even though she was getting back on her feet a little bit, she still loved her snuggled up time. And I made it a point to show her just how loved she truly is. And so did my other cats, especially Suga. She became incontinent, so with her being more mobile, we decided to set up an old pack and play to keep her in. She began showing interest in play, which is such a good sign that she was headed towards potential recovery. Although she was still dragging her hind legs, she started to try and move them, gaining a bit more strength. We called this her walrus walk. The fact that she could spin was awesome. That upper body strength continued to grow. In fact, it grew so much, she was able to get herself down the stairs in the middle of the night after escaping her pack and play, climbing out without using her hind legs. Oh, this kitty. We tried diapers, but she is an escape artist. All of a sudden, she began to be able to go faster and faster, and she was actually able to bend her back legs more and use them to support herself. She was playing, she loved snuggling all of the people in her house, and she began exploring so much more, always supervised again because of her incontinence. Before we knew it, we were back at the vet for her 1-month blood work, and she was standing on the table. This is what the blood work looked like. Some improvement, but we were only 1/3 of the way through meds. hear all about her second month of treatment in an upcoming video. And don't forget to subscribe to see more of Ellie and her friends, especially the kitty we all know and love, our relaxing Rosie.